On the events of the last hour or so for us. So we can invite onto the set Valérie Decamp, France 24's environment editor. Valérie, take us through what's in this deal.
So first of all, maybe let's walk through what happened now in the last hour, because I think it's been pretty significant, quite astonishing to witness as well. So we have a final deal. It's come 24 hours after the deadline, and it's called the Glasgow Climate Pact. And we have this final deal, 10 pages long. And as I said, it was pretty astonishing to witness because Alok Sharma, he opened the official plenary where countries are supposed to be adopting this final deal. He started his speech, and then India and China, they wanted to have an intervention. They wanted to take to the floor. And so what happened is that both India and China, they asked for a key article in this text to be revised. They wanted to change the language on Article 36, and that is a very, a key contentious article, part of this text referring to phasing out of fossil fuel subsidies and phasing out of coal. And so essentially what they were asking is that instead of having this mention of phasing out coal, they wanted to have phasing down coal. And so that essentially means that the final text has been watered down. That being said, it is still quite historic that fossil fuels are being mentioned in this final version of the COP26 resolution, as no COP text has ever mentioned fossil fuels, even though they represent 90% of greenhouse gas emissions. And that is why we witnessed something pretty astonishing with COP26 President Alok Sharma, breaking down, his voice breaking with emotion, tearing up as he apologized to vulnerable nations for how the process unfolded. Essentially, the fact that all of a sudden they thought that we had agreed on a deal that was a little bit stronger on the language on fossil fuels, and all of a sudden we have India and China saying, hold on, we want to change the reference to fossil fuels. The Marshall Islands, for example, saying we accept this change with deep and profound disappointment, saying that this mention of fossil fuels was a ray of hope in this deal, and now that's been taken away from them. AOSIS, small island nations, also accepting the changes with deep disappointment. So really quite an emotional and dramatic ending to COP26, I would say.
Okay, Valérie Decamp, thank you very much for bringing us up to date on that. We'll, of course, be speaking more about this later on in the program. But let's turn now to Sudan, where